Hello, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to our recorded session. So, as of this session, we will talk about leveling up your technical skills, software engineer edition. So, we will talk about on the continuous learning strategies. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Nabil Akmal. I am a full stack software engineer at Run Cloud. So there are few key points that I will try to explain. Most of it is based on my past experience and what I have gone through previously throughout my uh, working experience. So we will start right away. So for the first point on leveling up your technical skills, especially in the scope of software engineer, which is most probably people from the background of computer science, or even from uh, other degree. Maybe they want to jump into software engineering and IT stuff. There's a few things. For the first one is embrace a growth mindset early on. So for this one, in software engineering or IT industry, you guys need to start with curiosity. As in the IT industry is vast, so we need to begin by exploring different area, like front end, back end, DevOps, and some more is networking or even security. This is especially to determine or to find your interests to start with in IT industry, because it is very important for you to do something that you like, so that throughout the career or throughout the journey you will not feel lost, macam maybe don't know where to go after 2 or 3 years, and after that. So first point is you need to find your interest, because for example front end, back end, or DevOps especially, it is kind of pairing, uh, in IT industry we need all of them, but you need to know which part that you more interest with. But some people, they also can do every other part. Macam for example, they still can do front end, they still can do back end, and it is up to them lah, up to you to explore everything, and then somehow find the right, I can say, the right scope for you to work in software engineering punya scope. And then we need to view mistakes as our learning moments, as in learn by mistake, learn by our previous mistakes. This is especially on our coding or technical skills, and also our critical thinking punya solution, because throughout the journey you will of course confirm 100% will encounter errors and bugs so often that sometimes, in the first place, when we do the error or bug, we also don't know what went wrong, and then that's the learning learning curve to improve our skills. For example, macam past mistake we already know that mistakes, so we will not repeat it again in the near future lah. So we need to treat each mistakes that we did as a chance to learn rather than feeling discouraged. um some people will maybe feel a bit demotivated, but please try to remind yourself that this is a long journey. It is not a one night punya changes. So same like our life lah, our daily life. We need to do mistake for us to grow even more in the next day, so that we will not repeat the same mistake what on, on what we did. Okay. And then the next one is we need to try to seek constructive feedback, as in feedback from mentors or peers that will help you improve faster. Here there's a difference between asking asking with empty revision and with asking with revision. For example, if let's say we are stuck with a problem, so some people will straight away tanya dekat members ataupun seniors on the problem, or they usually will try to ask for the solution right away. But actually, if let's say we we go through a problem, we actually need to know what is the problem to begin with. Macam apa punca, what actually happened in the problem. So after we did our own revision, and then we still stuck, so that's when the moment for you to at least ask feedback from others, especially if we have mentors or seniors or team members yang can help. So this is why it is called seek constructive feedback, as in not seeking answers. So we need to have feedback, as in we also need to know what we are asking, what is the problem, and also, for example, the best you can do is asking their feedback with your own suggested solution. Macam contoh, we have a problem, and then I go to a senior, then I said to him, I have this problem, happen like this, like this, like this, because of this. So from there, the seniors will know that you actually know what what is the problem actually, and then after that you need to at least come up with one or a few suggestion on how do you intended to solve the problem, so that from there the seniors will at least give feedback on, if let's say you have three solutions, so maybe the seniors will say, okay, solution 1 is not feasible, solution 2 seems okay, solution 3 much better, for example. So from there you will also train yourself lah to try to solve the problem. So from there you need to welcome any feedback as a way to refine your approach. So when let's say they said, from all suggested solution, the third one is the best. So after that you will always know what is the best approach on any solution that you go through. Okay, so for the next one is to train your critical thinking. For this point, it is so important when you are working in a team, but also of course when you are doing work on your you are doing work yourself, because when you are collaborating with colleague especially, you will get a good brainstorming session, as in, for example, you have a task, you are doing it with a team with three team members, and then um, when you are doing a brainstorm session, that is where you can train your critical thinking, as to, maybe for example, how do you guys plan to to approach a method for that feature, for example, so that uh, during the brainstorming session, you will train your critical thinking to learn how your team members punya idea, how your team members punya feedback. So from there, when you go anywhere, maybe go to a new company or a new team, you will have a high critical thinking, as in you can identify in the early phase which or where to actually tackle the feature punya solution or approach, the best approach to come up with. Okay, and then the next one is when, for example, delivering your task that is given to you. Maybe you got the task from your CTO or your team leader. Okay, um, it is important to have a critical thinking, because you will know when to do progress update, when to make sure your task is on track. For example, you are currently doing a task, so it is actually important for your team leader or your CTO or even your boss CEO. They need to know what is the progress update on the current development, on the current task. Okay, so uh, you need to at least plan some sort of maybe weekly or daily update on the current progress. Maybe for example, you in your team you already have a board or Kanban board to keep track of your process of your progress, but actually that is just for scheduling, or just for the team member to know where you are at that point. So daily update is actually also important, because from there you can actually identify if, let's say, you have any challenges or any issues during the development. Okay, so for the and lastly is on, you can use that critical thinking trait in your in your coding experience, so that the way you, for example, how you keep track of the code functionality, as in, for example, you have one feature, and then maybe that feature is not available in any written documents, and then you are new to the features, so you need to backtrack the code to actually understand what happened in the feature. So from there, uh, you can actually know where to go through the in the code base. Macam contoh, if there's a function, then when you read the function, you can actually understand the story behind that feature from the code structure. So the way you implement your code structure will be affected lah after you have a high critical thinking, so that you know where to properly structure your code throughout the experience lah. Okay, so next one would be set small achievable learning goals. Okay, you maybe you need to at least have a daily or weekly goals, so you can focus on manageable objective like understanding basic algorithm or learning a new feature. Or for example, currently I am doing daily 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 learning on YouTube only on how Docker container and also Kubernetes works. So I try to make a small, I can say small objective. For example, a day I need to at least watch or learn video on that topic in 1 hour or 2 hour daily, for at least. Okay, so it is quite small, but it is achievable goals. So on monthly goals, we can choose one skill each month to focus on, such as improving Git knowledge, learning a testing framework, creating small project. For this one, I think creating a small project is a feasible one, achievable, because monthly goals maybe you can set it to 2 or 3 months to create a small project with a simple use case. For example, maybe you can try to make a in 2 or 3 months you try to make a simple carbon footprint punya calculator, maybe for example. Okay, then you shouldn't be that complex since we try to make it monthly. And then it is important to document your progress, as in you can keep track of what you are learning. You can also keep track of your learning progress in your resume. I think maybe at least, for example, you have in your resume, maybe you have the list of framework or the list of language that you learn. So from there, maybe you can right away update your resume, as in it will helps in building your confidence. For example, your resume will not look so simple. So when you have a few language or framework that you have learned. Okay, and the next one will be learn by doing with your projects. This is important. I can say in my past experience, when I'm doing some projects on by myself, I actually learn a lot. Learn as in I do mistakes. I in the first project I do the that one mistakes, and then the next project I will try to avoid that by meaning that I remember, oh hari tu ada problem kalau kita buat macam ni. So the next one kita tak repeat, and tak repeat the same mistake, and it actually save our time and also um, make our development faster. So yes, building side project, you can create simple apps or tools. Uh, do just do any apps or web application that actually revolve around you. Macam contoh, I have an issue with finding groceries yang lagi murah around supermarket yang ada, macam contoh Hero Market ke, Jaya Grocer, Village Grocer. So maybe in the future I will try to develop a simple one for myself only, that at least I can keep track, but we can use it interactively lah. As in macam contoh, we can always update our web app. So from there we will learn a lot by doing the project. And then you can try to contribute to open source project, as in start small. You can fix a bug or that you found on open source punya project repository, or to this, or and also to the simplest one, as in updating their readme. So it is a great way to learn from seasoned developers, as in macam indie hacker yang do project on their own. So from there you can see the real world punya code base. You can see the best practice that people usually do in the repository. Like for example, previously, if you look into Daisy UI, I think uh, I I open a pull request on that repo because there is a missing info on how to use the component, I think. But I'm not remember. I need to check on my profile. So from there, even though it is just a small PR, small pull request, but at least I try to contribute to any open source project. So from there, actually, you can see how their code is. And the last one would be take part in any hackathon or coding challenges. Actually, for this one, me myself, I tak involved in any hackathon or coding challenges because I think time constraint, and also during my study time, I'm not into coding yet. Only after my internship, during my internship baru I start coding. So actually, I think this is where I miss the opportunity to actually take part in any hackathon. Even because as of now, kalau dah lepas kerja, it is quite hard to join when you have a full time work. Okay, so this is actually the perfect for practical experience. Since you will be developing under limited time, under specific use case, trying to solve real problem where you can actually try new ideas in a supportive and fast-paced environment lah, because everyone will be so competitive, and focus on the grand prize yang offered in the challenges lah. Okay, the next one will be stay updated with industry trends and tools. Okay, for example, you can follow coding communities and blogs. And in our community, Malaysian community, we have, I think, we have DevHub. We have the community in Facebook, and also we actually have community in Discord. Yeah, for example, the Crenovator, and also we have few other communities. I think you can easily find it in Twitter. You can just simply search for the keyword, maybe. Okay, so the next one will be use online learning platform, as in like Coursera or Free Code Camp. They have a beginner friendly courses. Actually, I didn't yet to use the Free Code Camp or Coursera, but I did learn from on a learn hack the box, where I sometimes spend my time to learn basic hacking. They have some sort of tracking your progress, or and also your skill set. So hack the box, I only tried that one because um, I don't have the time to actually explore on the ethical hacking punya scope. So that is where I learn. Okay. And then yeah, maybe attend webinars and also meetup, as in many organization uh previously hold virtual events for beginners, and right now I think most of them are doing it physically too. For example, we have the annual event Jom Launch. You can try to join the event. I think this year they didn't held any event on Jom Launch event, but 2023 and before they have the event lah. So it is good to attend the event. You can actually meet some good people, some professional people. You can actually talk to them. You can uh, the event will provide insight into your current trends. Maybe for example, our current trends is on artificial intelligence. So yeah, and carry advice from the professional lah. And then the next one would be leverage our skill building tools, as in you can practice on any coding platform. Yeah, this is macam tadi, macam for example, lead code, code was hacker rank, and any platform yang popular. So this will build your problem solving skills step by step, as in they already have tracker, progress tracker, I think, to actually check your checklist on the skills. And also you can use note taking apps to track key lessons like Notions. This is just a simple way to make you organized. Okay, to maybe for example coding, try to solve any coding problems for quick reference. um, and then you can try to create a portfolio. You can, as in, when you build a mini project, that can be your portfolio. So from there you can showcase your project and skills. And even if it is a simple one, but when you do the portfolio, you actually learn the problems, and you can actually explain to others on what actually the problem that you solve. So it is it is worth it, as in, even though the project is simple, but actually you know how to solve the problem, because what people see is not the project but how you do the project. So it will reflect your learning journey lah to potential employers, as in, when for example you are in an interview, and then when they ask you, can you show us the any portfolio that you did, so from there you can easily story tells them how you do the project. Okay, so this is the same tadi. Join engineering communities, you can find a mentor, uh, you can engage in forums and group. um, Crenovator also have few more others mentors and also event that you can join forums. And then networking with recent graduate or engineers. This is for example macam when you meet new people, and then maybe when you are lucky that is actually a CEO of a startup or anything, and then from there you can have a connection uh, with the right person, and then maybe if you have Rezeki to actually shoot a shot to maybe interview in their company and everything. Because yeah, I have one member that when asked around, when they meet people, networking, join groups and forums, and from there he actually have the opportunity to land a interview session with the CEO, and yes, he got it. So it is much simpler than you actually try to apply it through the website lah. And then the next one would be to reflect on your growth and to adapt with the current approach. So you can actually celebrate small wins. So you need to recognize every step that you take, like solving your first bug or completing a project. So each one of that builds your skill and confidence. So be mindful to always remember your achievement, as in you need to you don't need to actually have recognition from other people, because you only need yourself to validate your own effort. So you can actually do weekly reflection lah. So macam in 1 week time, apa je yang kita dah belajar. Macam we need to take time for each week to review apa yang what you have learned. So and then maybe you can try to make a simple document, a written document on the challenges and how you actually solve the problem. Okay, and then the last one would be to set a new goals as you progress. So as you develop more skills, you should set new challenges. So for instance, we can move from front end to learning about back end stuff like API, database, and back end functionality. For example, myself, previously I am a front end software engineer, and then after that, throughout the working experience, I actually are confident to try to apply for full stack software engineer, as in I need to also handle the backend stuff like APIs, database, and everything. So as of now, I actually try to learn some more on the DevOps punya scope, as in uh, the the latest famous one is the Docker Kubernetes. So there's a lot more things to learn, as in I try to set my own goals, even though I have few things to do, but when you try to make a simple goals, it should be okay for you to proceed further lah. I think that's all for this session. So yeah, that's all for the leveling up your technical skills software engineer edition. Thank you, and I will see you next time.